Why don't you do something productive instead of lazing around all day? Stop being so spoiled. The nagging voice of my mother-in-law fills the house almost daily. I spend my days tending to my twin daughters, growing increasingly tired of her constant complaints. Then, as if to add insult to injury, my husband chimes in. I shouldn't have married someone who's let herself go. I want a divorce. Something inside me snaps. Enough is enough. That's enough. That day, I stopped trying. My name is Caitlin. I'm a 32-year-old stay-at-home mom. I've been married to Robert for 6 years, and after struggling with infertility, we were blessed with twins. When I found out I was carrying 2 babies, I cried tears of joy. My husband was surprised but thrilled about the twins. I thought life would be fun once the kids were born. I never doubted that happy days were ahead, but reality wasn't so kind. Wah! Wait a minute, Emma. I'm changing Mia's diaper right now. When I'm taking care of Mia, Emma starts crying. Okay, Mia, I'll feed you as soon as I'm done with Emma. When I'm attending to Emma, Mia starts fussing. Ugh, finally, Mia's asleep. What? Why can't you both sleep at the same time? Taking care of twins is a never-ending cycle of chaos. As soon as one is calm, the other starts fussing. I never get a break. What day is it today? What day of the week is it? Is it daytime or nighttime? When did I last sleep? I realize I've only eaten a slice of bread today. I'm losing track of time. I often fall asleep while feeding them, dropping the bottle. I get that taking care of one baby is tough, but I can't help but think, what if I only had one child? Life would be easier, right? Before the kids were born, my husband was attentive. He researched and bought all sorts of baby gear. I thought he'd be a hands-on dad, but that was a fantasy. All my hopes vanished. He does nothing. Hey, where's my dinner? While I'm busy with the kids, my husband, engrossed in his phone and TV, demands food. Sorry, I didn't have time to go shopping. Can you make do with frozen or instant food? As I apologize, my hands are busy taking care of the kids. He grimaces, clearly annoyed. What? You expect me, tired from work, to eat frozen or instant food? You're the worst wife ever. He storms out of the house, slamming the door behind him. Not again. He'll probably go out to eat. He'll come back tipsy and wake the kids, shouting, "The king of the house is back! Hey kids, it's Daddy!" I'm no longer surprised. This is who he's become since the twins were born. Stop it! They were finally both asleep! Of course they woke up. As expected, my husband's loud voice woke the kids. In times like this, my secret weapon, the double hold. It works because they're still small, but what will I do when they grow bigger? My husband, the one who woke them up in the first place. Why are babies so noisy? He grumbled, heading for the shower. This is your fault too. I glare at him while holding both babies, but he's completely oblivious to my frustration. It's been 2 months since the twins were born. Not once has my husband helped with childcare. He rarely even holds them, let alone change diapers or give them a bottle. As soon as he gets home from work, he plops down on the sofa. He just lounges around, doing whatever he pleases. I don't even have time to complain. My days are a whirlwind of activity. Yet, he keeps demanding. What's for dinner? Where are my clothes? What even is a marriage? The idea that children strengthen a marriage is a complete lie. I want to cry, but I don't have the time. The twins will cry before I do. I thought life would be fun once the kids were born. But it's not just my husband who's been unexpected. Caitlin, are you there? The intercom rings, followed by a loud call for my name. I'm obviously here if I answered the intercom, so why even ask? Were you trying to ignore me? No, I was changing diapers. I wasn't ignoring you. Sure. My in-laws live about a 10-minute bike ride from our apartment. Ever since the kids were born, my mother-in-law has been visiting almost daily, and she never forgets to nag. What a mess! This place looks like a dump! I'm sorry, I haven't had time to clean. Laundry piles up on the sofa, unsorted. Garbage bags stack up by the door because I missed the pickup day. Dishes are piled high in the kitchen, and baby gear is scattered all over the floor. I've managed to keep the kids' area clean, but the rest of the place is a mess. Modern wives, I swear! What are you even doing if you're not working or doing housework? She grumbles as she walks around, inspecting the house. Take the babies outside. Go to the park or something. So, like being kicked out, I take the kids outside. I push the stroller, sighing with every step. I'm criticized for not keeping up with housework, but what can I do? I'm raising twins by myself. No, that's not right. It's not just the kids. I'm also taking care of my husband. The reason I can't keep up with housework is largely because of him. And then my mother-in-law said something unbelievable. Caitlin, maybe it's time for you to go back to work? Are you kidding me? How am I supposed to work? There's no childcare center nearby, and even if there were, we couldn't afford it. Plus, we have twins. It's hard enough with one child, let alone two. So working is out of the question. Yet day after day, she repeats the same lines. Stop being lazy and get a job! Keeping the house clean is a wife's duty, especially when you have babies. Your husband's job is physically demanding. Make sure he eats well. I'm sick of hearing it. My husband is irresponsible, but so is my mother-in-law. She occasionally helps with cleaning, but mostly does nothing. She comes over every day just to check the house and nag. Then she plays with the kids for a bit and leaves. What's the point of that? To be honest, I want to scream, "Don't come over!" But I'm so drained from taking care of the twins that I don't have the energy to argue with my husband or mother-in-law. Oh, God, please watch over me. No, watch over my daughters. I find myself praying more for my daughters than for myself. I'm back. A short walk does wonders for my mood. Even a brief time outside felt refreshing. The kids seem happier too. You're back late, aren't you? I'm sorry. You're the one who told me to go for a walk, remember? I'm too timid to say that. When my mother-in-law leaves, I feel a wave of exhaustion. Life continues in this hectic manner until the twins are about 3 months old. That's when it happens. Or rather, that's when I find out. I was sorting through clothes for the seasonal change and checking my husband's suit pockets before sending them to the cleaners. That's when I found it. A hotel receipt for 2 guests. A hotel receipt in my husband's pocket? My mind goes blank. I stare at it until the kids wake up crying. What is this? I confront my husband as soon as he gets home. He looks surprised for a moment, but then says, "Oh, that. Did you go to a hotel with someone?" "Yeah, I guess." "So you're cheating?" "Yeah, I guess." "What do you mean, I guess?" I lose my temper and shout, and he slams his hand on the table. I flinch. "Shut up! You've let yourself go, so don't complain." "What are you talking about? Have you looked in the mirror lately? You've aged so much, I feel like I'm living with an old woman." "What? I've been busy with the kids. I don't have time to—" "Ah, there it is, using the kids as an excuse. You know, there are plenty of beautiful women out there who manage work, housework, and childcare perfectly, right? What are you? You can't even clean or cook? You're just using the kids as an excuse to slack off." He deflects the conversation about his affair to my shortcomings. "People can do that because they have family support. You don't help at all. You wanted the kids in the first place. I never even wanted them." "That's awful. You were happy when you found out I was pregnant." "I've forgotten about that." His cruel words blur my vision. Why do I have to be treated like this? I may not be the perfect wife or mother. I may have let myself go, but I've been doing my best. The 1-month and 3-month checkups for the twins, their vaccinations, all were incredibly hard to do alone. I've changed one baby's diaper while trying to soothe the other one crying. I fought off sleep to feed them both. I've cleaned as best as I could to not affect the babies. As for my husband's meals, Well, they've been a bit neglected, but I haven't been eating well myself. He dines out alone and doesn't even bring back takeout for me. I've been trying my best. I've tried so hard, and this is what I get? An affair? Tears blur my vision, melting my husband's face away. Ah, must be nice to be a woman. Think you can get away with anything just by crying? That's cruel. Too cruel. I hear the kids crying in the background, but I can't move. I don't even have the energy to move. All I can do is stand there and cry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for being such a terrible mom. As if to add insult to injury, my husband speaks again. Ah, I shouldn't have married a woman like you. I want a divorce. Get out. Where would I go? I have nowhere. If you have nowhere to go, why don't you become homeless? At that moment, something inside me snaps. I go over to my kids, still crying. My two little ones, who've grown so much. I pick them up and they instantly smile. My beautiful, adorable children. Their smiles give me strength. Hey, hurry up and leave! I'm going to live here with my new woman. Take the kids with you. They're in the way. I look at my daughters' smiling faces again. They seem to be telling me not to give in to this scumbag. Just as I'm about to speak up, a familiar voice fills the room. The one who's leaving is you, Robert! A familiar voice echoed throughout the room. I turn in surprise, and there she is. Mom? Why are you? My mother-in-law, who should have gone home earlier, is standing there. I came back to get something I forgot. I rang the doorbell, but no one answered, and the door was unlocked. My husband must have forgotten to lock the door, but now's not the time to worry about that. We're in the middle of something. Could you leave? My husband tries to send her away, feigning calm. No, I'm not leaving. I've heard enough to get the gist. Robert, you're cheating? Cornered by his mother, my husband stammers. Even he can't stand up to his own mom. Oh, well, that's... My mother-in-law lands a solid punch on him. Ouch! Wow, that must have hurt. What's this got to do with you, Mom? How can I keep quiet? What do you think your wife and kids are? I want someone young and beautiful. Then why did you get married? Everyone ages. Look at me. This is what happens when you get old. Hey, could you back me up here too? Did you even help with housework and childcare? Oh, well, somewhat. Liar, you didn't help at all. What's somewhat? Explain yourself. My mother-in-law must have thought the same. My husband is speechless. And there's another punch. Ouch! Quite satisfying, actually. Even so, I was surprised. But what surprises me is that my mother-in-law, who always nagged me, is now lecturing my husband. Is she on my side? I wonder why. I couldn't help but feel strange. As I stand there, puzzled, my mother-in-law turns to face me. Yikes. Caitlin, why do you let Robert say whatever he wants? You have your own opinions, don't you? My mother-in-law got angry first. I missed my chance to speak. Well, that's unfortunate. Speak your mind. Okay. I straightened my back, ready to reply. But first, I had a question. Doesn't my mother-in-law have complaints about me? Saying I can't handle housework, childcare, or even a job? Of course she does. In today's world, it's better to be capable of doing everything. What? Even if you divorce my son, you'd be in a tight spot, right? That's why I've been nagging you to keep working. As she listened to her mother-in-law, Caitlin began to understand her intentions. So, in other words, my mother-in-law has been nagging me because she's concerned about me? What other reason could there be? It's not that clear. I wish she had said it more gently. Caitlin was puzzled by her unexpected mother-in-law, but somehow really happy. So, we're putting this condo up for sale. Robert, you better move out. Her mother-in-law stated firmly. Actually, the condo belonged to her in-laws. They bought it for their retirement, but it would deteriorate if no one lived in it. They had let us live there for free until we could build our own home. What? What about your retirement plans? Her husband was still resisting. Your father and I decided we're staying in our current home, where we're well acquainted with the community. So, once you move out, we're selling this place. The money will go towards our retirement, so get moving! Wait, you can't just... Someone who was about to kick out his wife and kids has no right to talk. Leave, today! What? Her mother-in-law didn't even look at her own son. Caitlin? Yes? You don't have anywhere to go, do you? Come, to our place. Yes! Wait, what? Our house is spacious, and we have plenty of extra rooms. You don't have to pay rent. I'll take care of the housework and help with the grandkids. So, do what you want to do, without worry. You want to spend quality time with your kids, right? And you want to work, right? You want to enjoy delicious meals, relax in the bath, and watch your adorable children grow, right? Yes? Tears flowed. They flowed uncontrollably. The tears fell onto the cheeks of the children in her arms. Her daughter reached out to touch the droplets. When was the last time Caitlin had really looked at her daughter's face? It was supposed to be cute, but I didn't think so anymore. It was a full-filled day. I'm sorry for being harsh. I'm an old-fashioned woman, and it's hard for me to change. Caitlin nodded silently at her mother-in-law's words. Your father and I were overjoyed when you became our daughter-in-law. We were ecstatic about the twins. That's why I ended up being so harsh. I'm sorry. No, thank you for caring about me. Your kind words mean so much. Her mother-in-law gently placed her hand on Caitlin's tear-streaked face. It felt warm. You've done well. You really have. So it's okay. You don't have to push yourself anymore. Yes, yes. My mother-in-law's words gave me the push I needed. Maybe it's okay now. That's enough. Today, I decided to stop pushing myself. So, I accept the divorce. From now on, we're strangers. Goodbye. Oh, and make sure to pay child support. You admitted to cheating, so I'll be expecting alimony as well. What? No, wait. Maybe we shouldn't divorce. A man should stick to his word. Okay, okay. Taking a cue from my mother-in-law during the divorce discussion, I firmly told my husband what I thought. He straightened up immediately. I don't need a husband who does nothing around the house, shows no compassion, and has no love for his family. My mother-in-law nodded vigorously at my declaration. Robert, we're selling this condo. Caitlin and the kids will stay with us. You can go wherever you want. Wait, can I come back home too? My husband looked pathetic as he clung to hope. My mother-in-law and I exchanged glances, and then turned to my husband, saying in unison, No way! After that, my ex-husband Robert found himself in a mess. His affair partner was also married, and her husband found out, causing a huge scene. On top of the compensation and child support he owes me, he's financially strained by the alimony he owes her. He doesn't make much money. His life must be tough. I heard he's living alone in a shabby apartment, eating cheap instant ramen every day. His parents have been turning him away when he comes crying for help. Meanwhile, my children and I are living peacefully at my in-laws' house. I do feel a bit uneasy about relying on my ex-husband's family. But you're the mother of our adorable grandchildren. Even if you're legally a stranger now, you're still important to us. Don't hold back. My mother-in-law reassured me. My usually quiet father-in-law was also smiling as he listened. I can't help but feel grateful to them. Instead of crying, why don't you go for a walk with the kids? I'll prepare dinner and the shower for you. Thank you. My mother-in-law smiled warmly at me. I noticed that our usual park had suddenly burst into tulips. I'd been so preoccupied I'd forgotten to notice the changing seasons. Now I could finally feel them. My children's faces lit up at the sight of the tulips. Parenting will surely continue to be challenging, but with these smiles, I know I can get through it. I'll continue to do my best. With a field of tulips before me, I hugged my daughters tightly.